Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Syafiq Azmi bin Ikmal Hisham. My metric number is 1201077. So today, I will continue about I will present my assignment one for subject Quran Sunnah and built environment. Okay, so here are my site plan and floor plan, which is my house is located between Selangor and Kuala Lumpur boundary. So here are my double story house. Okay, let's start with the principle of the relationship between man and creator. So for the first key point is respect for knowledge and conscious of the creator. So city is as the center of learning and civilization. So at my house, each of the room are provided with the study corner. And next, neighborhood unit based on educational institution. So at my house, there are many education institutions around my neighborhood, such as secondary school, tuition center, and religious school. This is because Allah has told us that finding knowledge is compulsory for all humans, which is stated in Surah Al-Ma'idah, Ayah 11. And next, conservation of environment. So my house is surrounded with big tree and garden, so that we will remember that Allah gave the ability for the plant to grow. Next, translate the glory of the Creator through physical manifestation. So the window and opening that are created in my house is because it allows lighting to pass through, which is stated in Surah An-Naba, Ayah 13, which Allah has created the sun to lighten up the earth. Okay, next key point is justice. Okay, for justice, activities and elements at the rightful and appropriate place. So our ibadah space is at living too, which is appropriate place because not facing the toilet and enough for our family member to perform prayer. And also in Surah Al-Baqarah ayat 43, is stated that for Ummah Islam has to perform prayer together. Next, formulation of policies and monitoring, facilitating development that are just. So my family members has to come at least 30 minutes before the azan of Maghrib prayer. For balanced and equitable distribution of development, as my neighborhood is a big housing area, they provided 2 musalla nearby that can be used as Friday prayer, as there is no mosque nearby. Okay, for provision facilities to at least meet the minimum standard. Okay, the musalla provided can accommodate all of the neighborhood. Okay, for compassion. All planning and development decision and actions consider effects to the individual, society, and environment. So the neighborhood that are built are very important because my house is near to Kuala Lumpur and the population of the people keep increasing. Therefore, the number of musalla nearby also should be increased. And that's the planning and design of buildings should produce art and beauty with high aesthetic values, which reflecting religious and cultural heritage. But at my house, there is no any building with aesthetic value. Therefore, the neighborhood is not an attraction place. So for the provision of facilities beyond minimum standard, the surau at the neighborhood is not an attraction place, but suitable for the Jamaah to perform Fard prayer and Friday prayer. Okay. So next is about trustworthy and credibility. So planning must based on actual facts. So for my house, the position of my house is in appropriate place if relate with sun orientation. This is because the garden beside of my house get enough sunlight. Therefore, the plants can easily grow. So it was in Yasin ayat 38, Allah has stated that the sun move around the orbit. Okay, next. Listening and accepting public opinion if it leads to a better living environment. So some of the neighborhood complain about the open burning around the neighborhood. Therefore, the responsible residents take the action to provide notice to stop open burning. Okay, for unity, to provide development that enhance interaction. So living room 2 at the second floor is located between parents' bedroom and children's bedroom because the living room is family area. So the family member will always meet each other. Next, to use of writing, symbols, image, and other elements that reflect unity. So there are a lot of family pictures at the living 1 and the living 2. Okay, so continue to the principle, the relationship between man and environment. So for cleanliness and beauty, beside of my house, there is a beautiful garden with a bench. Then place that I used to do to reading books or relaxation. And that's the preservation of the environment and sustainable natural resources. So at back of my house, there is a small forest behind of my house. So the residents decided to use the small forest as the advantages to do hiking and motocross track activities, which the name of the track is Tembusu Track. For the relationship between man and man. For first point is respecting privacy and division of space. So all of the windows that used in my house was tinted. So therefore people from outside cannot see through. And the value of encouraging interaction and acquaintance. So the prayers based in the house at living to increase the bonding each of the family members, especially during the pandemic. Okay, for peace and security. So at night, we always make sure that all of the doors at the car porch and the garden area has been locked, and respecting the rights of individual. So there are low wall between my house and my neighbor house. So it will allow lighting to go to my neighbor house. Okay, for consultation, every Thursday night, my family always recite Surah Yasin together, and after we recite Surah Yasin, we share our some story or any problems that each of the family members can help. Okay, for the cooperation, sensitivity, and mutual respect. So other surah at the our surah, the Surah community always take action to do some charity work to help people who are in needed. So in Surah Al-Ma'idah ayat 2, Allah has stated that we have to help each other. Okay, so here we are at the conclusion. So overall of the points, my score for neighborhood is 21/25. So we are lack at the man and creator with 2 points, which is at point compassion and trustworthy and credibility. So okay, and the principle, the planning and design of building should produce art and beauty, and also forgive individual his right without infringing on the interest of the society. So what I can conclude is that okay, we can see in example in Al-Fatiha, Allah has created all life in this universe to worship to Allah, and Allah has arranged the life of everything living thing before they were created. After that, every law that has been prescribed in the Quran and the Sunnah must be followed to be his pious and pure servant. So when a race has completed the Rububiyah, Ubudiyah and Mulkiyah aspect and developed the successful city will be built. Okay, so my neighborhood, I think they should plan and design a building that can bring closer the relationship with Allah, such as like build a beautiful surah so that we enhance the relationship between Allah and the residents. In addition, the neighborhood should not to giving the rights to the individuals so as to violate the interests of society, such as the people in the neighborhood always use the motorcycle during night, which will produce noise from the motorcycle engine. They always interrupt the neighborhood to go to the bed. So thus, each of the residents should aware and improve the surrounding of the neighborhood to get closer to Allah. So I think that's all from me. Thank you. Thanks for listening.